Whoa! What's up, everybody? Oh, man. Feel good. It feels so good. So good. What makes it amazing is this. I think, one, people need to stop. People need to stop trying to deny me of the shit that I actually know. I hate to say it, but I was right about the whole damn thing. It pains me. It truly does pain me to let you know that I actually know what I'm talking about. The incredible part about this is I gave you verbatim what was going to happen during that case on Art New Styles channel. Gave it to you. Gave it to you. Broke it down like a shotgun. But so many people think I'm speculating when it comes to investigations. Why? I don't know. Hmm. What's up, Mel? What's up, Lolita Gore? For some odd reason, people do not understand what it takes to to basically conduct an investigation. I even told you how it was going to be happening. How? I've told you that they had eyes on those people because they are persons of interest. As soon as they had enough substantial and tangible evidence, they were going to move. And they were going to be what? Expedited. And now they're going to be transported to Medico. I got a question. I know I got 16 people viewing. Why do you think people challenge what I say when it comes to criminal justice or law enforcement procedures? Why is that? Why is that? Have we have we just become people of substance? Well, free will probably summed it up. Folks don't respect people, professions of expertise. They just don't, man. They just don't. I think it's shameful. I think it's disturbing. I'm really starting to realize this. When we look at cases like this, you have to understand that shit will only go so far because it's an international incident. Shit will only go so far because one, like we pointed out, you're messing with tourism. You're messing with a lot of things that can go wrong. You're messing with people bottom dollar. I refuse. I definitely refuse to be one of those individuals who don't understand, who don't understand the logic and everything, who don't understand the procedures. I refuse to be one of those people who speculate. No, no, no. We investigate. Excuse me. That being said, each and every incident so far that I've spoken about has been dramatically true. Quite honest, I don't think I need to prove any more of my expertise to anyone. We're going to get into this in a second. I'm back. I'm back. I want to know something. I want to know something. Who wants to come up on the panel? Who wants to talk about this subject matter? Hmm? I'll even read this for you, if you don't mind. Breaking news. I'm not even going to try to pronounce her name. Miss Jackson arrested in the United States. Jackson was placed in federal custody waiting for her to begin her expedition process to Mexico. San Jose del Cabo, Baja California, during the night of November 28th. Jackson was arrested by Interpol agents after a control judge issued an arrest warrant against her for the crime of femicide, but just call it homicide, of Shaquella Robinson, murdered on October 29th in the Cabo Villa complex in this tourist destination. Jackson was placed in federal custody, waiting for her to begin her extraction process to Mexico, where she will be formally accused of femicide of the 25-year-old businesswoman. The extraction process took between 1 to 2 weeks, resulting from the procedure at the Attorney General's Office of Justice carried out in the Attorney General's Office of the Republic, and in turn to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Mexico. The Attorney General's Office of the State of Baja California managed to prove that the woman who appeared in the video attacking Shaquella Robinson is precisely Jackson. Did I not tell you this? Did I not tell you all this? Exactly what was going to happen. They were going to do some interjection, some Interpol. I need y'all to read up on Interpol, man. Hey, AB, wasn't I right? It went down exactly how I said. If Interpol's after your ass, you damn near caught. You damn near caught. And let me see, I think they rounded up the other ones. Let me check something. Update from the Robinson family. Not only did Jackson fight Shanquella, but all three girls fought her. Winter Donovan, who fought her, she body slammed her. The guy telling her at least hit back, Malik Dreyer. Jackson, the girl fighting her on the video, she claims Quella fake jumped at her. Khalil Cook, her best friend. Let me see what he said. The best friend that has the beard in the video didn't do anything. And Elise Hyatt, the girl who leaked the video and fought her the second, her reason for leaking the video is because she claimed she was scared. Uh-oh, guess what happens? A lot of shit coming down the pipe. Hit that cash app, man. Hit that super chat. We're going to go in tonight. You're going to get a real law enforcement perspective on this shit. I love it. I love it. I love it. I want some more of it. Let's start it up. Woo! AB said, apparently the Mexicans thought Jackson was a dude. Context because of the wig she had on. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. What's up, Snowman? I'm gonna say this, man. What happened to the days when black women looked so goddamn elegant? What happened to those days, man? Shout out to Joe's. Gotta give you a salute.
By the power of Grayskull.
Charles Ivory said, "Hey, B, she's built like Lawrence Taylor. I can understand why the Mexican ladies thought she was a bad. She's built like Grodd. You know, the Flash villain. The, oh my God, black women, y'all gotta do better, man. I gotta do better. Y'all gotta do so much better. You can't let these goddamn women who look like half a bag of ass come to places and represent you. It's not how it's supposed to happen. I'm wondering what the hell is taking place. I'm wondering what's taking place with all this. Yeah, they're a lot of them are going down bad, man, and it's shameful. It's very shameful. Oh man, thunder! Shout out to Haru in the apocalypse. Salute. Thoughts on All Might. Even though we're gonna give you the thunder, thunder, Thundercats. Oh, oh man. I'm gonna tell you, if you really want to see a lot of things going on, I'm gonna start posting a lot of videos, a lot of police involved stuff, because people just don't believe what's going on. You gotta look at how depraved a lot of these people truly are. You gotta think of how depraved a lot of these people truly are. These people are sick, man. They are very sick. To beat a body into what? I mean, really, I want you to think about that. You're beating someone's body into the ground. You're breaking bones. Not anybody in that room said, hey, stop. No, no, no. No, no, no. Not one. Not one. Hmm. They're raised to be very dysfunctional and psychotic. It, it, it's manic, really. These are some of the most dangerous motherfuckers ever. Mm-mm-mm. I'm just thinking about it. We are in a time of day where the women are starting to become more violent than the men. And they're going to expedite a lot of these people, man. They're going to expedite a lot of these damn people. Don't think this is going to be the only arrest. Don't think this will be the only arrest. I'm going to say that again. Don't think this will be the only arrest. I'm going to read this from November 30th. This is from the Washington Post. Shinquella Robinson died in Mexico a month ago. Her family still seeks answers. When Shaquella Robinson arrived in Mexico last month to vacation with six people she had known since college, damn, she called her mother and said she was heading out to eat tacos. It was the last time the 25-year-old from Charlotte would ever speak to her parents. A day later, Robinson was dead, and videos began to circulate online that appeared to show her naked being beaten by a member of the group she was traveling with, while others in the villa recorded the scene. The Washington Post is not linking videos because of their graphic nature. Mm. We're going to get into this because, there's a lot of people out there who don't have any heart for humanity. You would want to beat a person to literal death? My God. 1 month on from Robinson's death, and after an official autopsy report revealed she suffered a broken neck and a severed spinal cord injury, Mexican authorities are seeking the arrest of American woman who was among the vacationers, which they actually have her now. Now, Robinson's family, devastated family, wants to know two things: answers and accountability. Even though a month has passed, I don't know anything about my daughter's death, Robinson's mother said and told an interviewer from the Post. I want justice for my daughter, her father said. The family's nightmare began on October 29th, a day after she last spoke to her daughter. Her friends called me and said that Shanquella has alcohol poisoning and that a doctor was on the way to the villa. Wow. Shanquella and the traveling party were staying at Villa Linda 32 in, what is that, Puerto Los Cabos. The listing is no longer available on cabosvillas.com. Now, when the mother thinks about that moment, she wonders how the people with Shanquella, none of whom was a doctor, diagnosed her with alcohol poisoning. At the time of the call, Miss Robinson said she repeatedly told Shanquella's travel mates, all of whom Shanquella had met at Winston-Salem State University, to take her to a doctor, but they told her the villa's manager was coming over with a medic. I'm not sure if anyone ever arrived because I was never allowed to talk to them. Miss Robinson said I asked them to let me speak to the doctor when they arrived, but they told me the doctor is busy with Shanquella. Mm. Boy, that's going to really bite them in the ass. Hmm. Then the group went silent. They called Mrs. Robinson back, and it was to tell her that her daughter had died. Before her death, Shanquella ran two businesses: Exquisite Babies, where she braided children's hair, and Exquisite Boutique, which sold clothes. She had a kind heart and she loved life and loved people, her mother said. Tributes from her friends floored Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Social media has amplified Shanquella's story, with thousands of people using hashtags Say Her Name, Justice for Quella, and to raise awareness of the case. Shanquella's funeral was held in Charlotte on November 19th. Her casket was yellow and pink, two of her favorite colors. The family members wore bright clothing. There was a fuchsia suit and dresses, rose colored shirts, and floral themed blazers. As mourners line up to write messages on her coffin, doves were released, and the 23-year-old Khadijah Vision prepared a final tribute to Shanquella, a friend so close she was considered her big sister. Muffin, love you always, Vision wrote, using her nickname, the pair who first met in kindergarten, using used for each other. Da, da, da. Vision did not know the people Shanquella went to college with and was not part of the vacation. That right there I find strange. Your childhood best friend didn't never really never knew or met the friends that you had from college. Something doesn't add up. Something does not add up. Her father, Bernard Robertson, said that all he could do was cry when he received the news of Shanquella's death. I've been a wreck ever since, he said. Bernard said that he had suspicions from the beginning. I wasn't settled with the information that was provided. He said Shanquella was very respectful and not one to get into a fight. My girl didn't like drama, he said. Monday after Shanquella's death, Bernard called the management of the Villa Linda in in San del Cabo, where the police found her body, according to her autopsy report. It took days for him to find someone who spoke English and could help him transport Shanquella's body back home. Bernard eventually connected with a woman from the villa's management team. She's an angel. She's the one who first told us the truth, he said. She said, Mr. Robinson, your daughter did not die of alcohol poisoning. She died of a broken neck. Mm, mm. These are some evil bastards, right? Evil bastards. Bernard was scouting a gravesite for Shankwala when he first made aware of the viral video's existence. It hurt me to my heart, Bernard said, describing the pain of watching his daughter alleged final moments. Since their return to the United States, some of those who accompanied Shankwala to Mexico have visited the Robinson family. These people looked me in the face and told me there was no fight in Cabo, Mrs. Robinson stated. They maintain that Shankwala died of alcohol poisoning, she said. How do you go to somebody's mother and look them in the face and continuously lie? It's disgusting. When the autopsy report from the November 4th was released to the family, some of the people from the group again at Mrs. Robinson's home said that she turned to them and asked, "What did y'all do to my child?" A male visitor of the three who vacationed with Shankwala visited broke into a sweat and immediately left, she said. Since then, the group has not returned. They're on the run. Jesus Christ. And constantly coming up there. See, this is the evil that a lot of people are not privy to, especially when it comes to police, military, and law enforcement. You will see the best of humanity, and you damn sure going to see the worst of it. Hmm. This is, whew, Lord. Um, man, it's disgusting, very disgusting. It's disturbing. Shankwala's parents don't have any details of the events that led up to her death. The initial police report contains only what the police were told by the six people accompanying Shankwala, and those people have avoided speaking to reporters, of course. On November 24th, the Attorney General's Office of Baja California, Sir in Medico, said early investigations of Shankwala's death indicate there was a direct attack, not an accident. Deputy Attorney General Antonio Lopez Rodriguez said police believe Robinson's death was the result of one of her travelers' companions injuring her during the vacation. Mm. Lopez Rodriguez said that as soon as the judge granted the warrant, the prosecutor general's office of Medico and the Mexican Secretariat of Foreign Affairs will start the expedition process against the suspect. In the United States, the FBI has been investigating the case since October 29th. We cannot give a timeline for ongoing cases, but this case is complicated because there are officials from another country involved, the FBI said. Public affairs specialist Shelby Lynch. Told you that. The State Department. Did I not tell you all the people who were going to be involved? The State Department and the FBI? Do not challenge me. The State Department says it is supporting and monitoring the investigation of Sequela's death and added that when a U.S. citizen dies in a foreign country, local authorities are responsible for determining the cause of death. There's a whole lot of unanswered questions in my mind about her death, Bernard Robinson stated, who has hired a lawyer in his quest for the truth and said through tears, "I just want justice for my daughter. She was my only child." Mm, 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 Mm. I'm going to say this. Her father has to live with the fact that her only child, his only child, is gone. That man will never have grandchildren. That man will never know the warm embrace of a hug from his daughter, a kiss on the cheek, nothing. Again, from his daughter. I want you to think about that. I want you to think about that. See, not a lot of people are going to give you the privy information like I do or tell you verbatim what's going to happen, man. All these people know, and nobody did a damn thing to stop it. And that's the cruel part. The cruelest part is that not one person stopped it. As a matter of fact, they encouraged it. They're going to use state of the art technology when it comes to DNA, when it comes to phone tabs. They already have all. I'm going to just tell you off the break. They already have all this shit down. It's just you got to go through the process. I've told y'all. I asked Tuesday what would happen to the teeth. I wish I was this good when it came to the Mega Millions. Wish I was this good. I don't know what to tell you guys, man. When you get some vile people, and you're right, Haru, these are some vile motherfuckers. This is disturbing. Mm-mm-mm. This is disturbing. It's no different than when I woke up, November 1st, hearing about Takeoff's death. Black people were not this violent. This is disturbing. I want y'all to think about that. It's disturbing. Hit the cash app, people. We're going in tonight. We're going in. We got a lot of this stuff coming out when it comes to not only the investigations of this shit, you're getting a lot of you're getting a lot of like disturbing details, and it's not going to get any better because one, wait until one of them actually tells the truth. What's going to happen? You're going to see a lot of these things come up, man, and it's going to be brutal. I only seen partial of the video, but to beat a person till their neck was broken, their spine was severed, something's up with that. That's the link for anybody who wants to join. But it's amazing how not only people do not believe me when I tell them how these cases are going, but I think it's also disturbing of how people will come to your parents' house and lie consistently to your parents about your death. But then people will say, "Oh, you just talking bad about black women." I'm not. I'm actually not. I'm actually disturbed. This is some shit that you normally would see guys do. This is shit that you would normally see guys do. I'm a little I'm a little disturbed by this. I'm greatly disturbed by it. Daryl Malarkey, what's up for the $1 holla? I'm wondering where all the people who come to the manosphere and be like, we're not really like this. We're not really like this. And I'm not trying to blame every black woman for this shit, but you used to not be this violent. We're joined by Namer and PK.
What up, bro? Can you
What's
hear me?
Yeah,
How you doing, man?
chilling. I'm a little disturbed at what I read, and I read a lot of shit. You know, I was on Art's New Styles channel last week, and I told exactly verbatim what would happen. And it's a two pronged thing. One, Why do people believe I don't know? I'm not knowledgeable about these particular events. And then two, what type of monsters would leave a person body beaten to the point where your some of the strongest bones in your body were broken? I'm gonna get y'all take on that.
So I think I don't know what takes place anymore over there, but I've never once doubted you for a second in terms of your expertise on, when it comes to law enforcement and any of those aspects. Uh, I'm more so trying to speak towards the legal side of things and how that's going to take place because that's where some of my understanding, may fit into any of it when it comes to law enforcement, right?
Uh-huh.
So that's where I generally chime in because that's where I've, had had some hands-on experience with in education in. Um, However, yeah, man, what took place with this woman in particular is pretty damn egregious, and what it shapes up to look like. I didn't want to give my speculation when we initially talked about this on Saturday over there on the Art of Memoirs channel because of the fact that I remember, for instance, BGS and you as well brought up, how it could have been, outside factors, for instance, drugs or trafficking of some sort, whether that be ash or, grass, right? But I mean, for me, I didn't want to take too many steps into that realm. I do believe at this point it's safe to say that this really does really it stunk to me at the beginning, but this is more and more looking to look like some form of conspiracy. Um, all of these people, like I initially stated, need to be investigated. I believe that now that this particular woman, this Shanquilla woman, I believe is her name, now that she's been caught,
Shanquilla's
uh,
the Shanquilla.
Shanquilla's the victim. Daejhanae who got caught.
Yeah, I'm glad somebody know how to pronounce it.
okay, yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember. I'm not paying very close attention to the names because obviously it doesn't involve me. I'm not trying to be rude. My condolences go out to the family, but at the end of the day, I'm just an outsider looking in and speculating on what's taking place here.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I think that now that this, you said Daejhanae is her name. Now that she's been,
Daejhanae's the person they have interest who they arrested. She's now the defendant.
right now, yeah, now that she's been caught, the way that the American legal system works is a little bit different than the way that number one federal charges are work exactly, and also in the way that Mexican charges work, and the way that that entire system and their justice and legal system works. There's some similarities, there's some overlap, but the overall handling of that entire process is different. So what she's probably going to end up happening to her at this point, man, is she's probably gonna die unless she squeals. It's probably how that's gonna go. Now I hate to say it that frank, but that just is what it is. She's probably gonna roll over on everyone else that's involved in this, and a lot of people are gonna go to jail. And depending on how the FBI wants to play this, this will probably come back stateside, and they'll end up serving some form of federal time behind this. All of them. Not all of them, but many of them, to the extent that they were involved. And they're probably going to set a pretty harsh precedent, not only because of the fact that they're black, but because of the fact that this is a tourist destination and this is an overseas incident. This is made national headlines, and this probably won't be allowed to stand. So they're probably all going to face some pretty harsh penalties because of this. I would say 9 times out of 10, the most egregious offender will most likely face probably life in prison. And I don't mean 25 to life. I mean actual life where they're not getting out. So that's probably how this is going to shake out. That's just my 2 cents, though. What do you guys think?
Go ahead, Mel, then AB.
One of them's going to do more time than the other because there's going to be deals going to be made. And unfortunately, the one that got caught, they're going to be making some deals with her. And so it's going to cause her to snitch. Even though I don't think she can handle herself in prison no matter what. So just like you said, PK. How old is she now?
I think she's 25. They're over. Like
about 25 to life. She gets out 25.
It's gonna be kind of hard to make deals, even though they can use reasonable subterfuge.
Yeah.
But especially if you're the main person beating her, it's gonna be hard to make that fucking deal. It'll be very hard. And you got.
She's gonna be tried in Mexico, is she?
Huh?
They're gonna be tried in Mexico.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mexico, I don't know how their laws is yet.
Mexico, Mexico doesn't have a death penalty since 2005. But like PK said, there's a very good chance she's going to spend the rest of her natural black life in prison.
Mm-hmm.
And this is funny, right? Where do you start fights on a vacation?
Now, Charles, correction. Where do you start fights on a vacation you didn't even pay for?
Exactamundo. And you, I swear to everything that's holy. I swear to everything that's holy, man.
This shouldn't be as much surprise us no more. Because look how we got our own people acting towards each other. We've done so much stupid shit everywhere. It's like there shouldn't be so much surprise no more. You know, when the world sees us as lower class citizens the way we are, like, damn.
Well, this doesn't seem like a simple, and this is just my opinion, a speculation at this point. This doesn't seem like a simple case of an accident or something where they were just out there showing their ass. This seems like it was premeditated in nature. It really does, from top to bottom. Like I said Saturday, you don't wake a person up in the middle, in whatever time of day that was, butt naked, and beat them to death. That's not normal. That's not a normal disagreement. Yeah.
This is personal. This definitely planned and personal. Even over a man or some money or a deal went bad, and she was gonna. They feel like she was the weakest link. Something.
Or she was not down for what they were about to do. I don't know if it was sexual. I don't know if it was drug trafficking. I don't know. Might have been. Oh, you said the wrong thing. Like it could be like, well, bitch, you didn't pay for shit, so. And I'm just like, you're gonna just leave the body and lie to the parents constantly,
and take their luggage back to the parents. They took all the stuff back to the parents and left their body there.
Exactly. Another dumb bitch videotapes it and then sends it out online talking about she trying to protect herself. Like, are you serious? Like, these young fools these days, they can't even do crimes and keep it on the low. They expose themselves every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm convinced there was a grudge that may have been long-standing, and that whatever took place probably at their stay in this particular place ended and resulted in her death. This was, however, planned. I think that they did plan to attack her. Do I know for sure and would be able to say with any sort of certainty that they had planned and intended on killing her? No, but that was the end result. So ultimately, no matter how they try to wiggle out of it, they got her cold on this. This is really any of the women involved. They got her cold. They got them cold on femicide. No matter what, they can't wiggle out of that. So I mean, it's kind of GG once this goes. If this goes to a Mexican trial, the girl's as good as God at this point for their legal system, as far as I understand it. I could be wrong, but that's what it looks like. So, I mean, unless she's got some money to pay to some people, yeah, yeah, she's done.
Charles hit on something. I didn't wasn't part of live last Tuesday, but I did watch the play. Like you hit on something that I think is going to be a factor. Um, they might want to turn themselves in because street justice ain't pretty.
Street justice and the marshals.
Hell yeah, because they're already exposing their families online.
Yeah, because
Just
people
like,
are already trying to expose
that's
and find these people. So
just
they
like
might
I
be
said,
safe to turn
just like I said
themselves
in the
in.
chat. Yeah, just like I said in the chat, because yesterday I was on the panel when they asked the woman about shame and everything. She asked about women should be shamed and everything, and you know how she do all that non-judgment and everything. This is why shaming needs to be coming back, because when you do shit like this, you dishonor the family. It's not just about you; it's about all of us. I mean, imagine this is when your kids did something that to another person like that.
Yeah, I
And I
would
gotta
want to
walk
be
out,
any of
walk
these.
out like in the street and being looked at like not only look at me as a failure as a parent, but dude, my relative and like this is very dishonor. This is like
If I were them, I would want to be them at Thanksgiving at the Thanksgiving dinner table. I just would and have the family looking at you like what, yeah.
and then the neighborhood's gonna be looking at you funny. It's like you can't even live there no more because you don't even know how these people want to react. Just like you said, street justice, the court of public opinion. What a relative does this despair, the whole family gonna suffer behind that.
Oh yeah, it's disgusting. And
Yeah,
you gotta look at one. Something tells me you're gonna see a suicide note out of this.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's gonna take their own life. It's
That isn't even a question.
some of these people are disturbing to me, and I'm like,
I'm willing to make bets on it. Actually, I'm willing to bet. You said you're willing to play the lottery. I think this is a lottery. You got to play with someone. Go ahead and make a bet that someone involved in this is going to take their life. I am willing to bet money on that.
well, if you ask AB, I've been batting 1,000 so far.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Matter of fact, I've been so on the nose that even Art said, "Dude, it was scary how accurate you were about this whole shit." And I'm like, I would not be surprised you'll find a note in somebody taking their own life.
Yeah.
And you got to remember, this is the time.
I would be surprised, and actually, I wouldn't be surprised. They probably keeping it quiet. She might be on suicidal watch now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I said, don't be surprised because you're gonna have a lot of these people out there doing some really disturbed shit. I mean, how you gonna leave a person's body, and then next thing you know, come to their parents and constantly lie to them?
Yeah.
Well, it's like these people were the worst murderers in history ever. And they're pretty fucking stupid. But I mean, there's generally murderers in general, right? Unless but anyway. So they're dumb. I mean, this is not the first time a person has gone missing or, has passed away in another country.
No.
But you have left not only the body, but you physically assaulted this person, so your DNA is all over the crime scene, all over it. You're as good as God. Everyone involved is as good as God. You were all in the same hotel, even if there were other people. As long as there are remnants on the body or on the crime scene itself, you're done. They got you.
And
Technology has come a long way.
And then you got to remember, your DNA is on that body. Your DNA is in that room. Just the little skin cells you leave behind. Mm-hmm. And this is a high profile case, and you can tell this is like young millennial, damn near almost into the alphas group. they
Probably
can't.
more Z, but go ahead.
Yeah, more Z.
25.
Yeah, 25 is more disease, and they're addicted to their goddamn phones. They can't commit a crime to save their life.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, and then post it on social media. Yeah, that's true.
Posting the fight on social media. What the fuck do you think that would have got you?
Like you kept evidence on your phone of the crime. What is wrong with you?
It's an
And
No,
the
alien.
What's wrong with
correct.
you?
PK, correction. They didn't keep it on their phone. They post it online, which means it's in somebody's database somewhere.
Exactly.
I wouldn't be surprised if because this is gonna get drip fed to the public over time, right?
you
But
know,
I wouldn't be surprised that over time as this gets doled out to us, we start to find out that they had private conversations about this entire incident on their cell phones, bro.
not just
Because
their
they're gonna search it
not just their
all.
phones. Let me put it to you this way, right? I guess I got to be like Myron and talk about my experiences. But you do know there's a formatted way. Most people don't know this. There's a format on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter to basically write an affidavit and a warrant to get all your messages and all your pictures off of social media.
Oh yeah.
And
Yep.
they will go
Oh, it's
that
easy
shit.
for. Let me comment on this for me, Charles. It's easy for them to get this. They get. You have to understand.
And just,
Places like
just for context, AB, just tell everybody your expertise with this one.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a web developer, and just for context, sites like Twitter, Facebook give out their APIs, which is usually a JSON or XML file, and if you know what you're doing, you can look up somebody's profile and read what they're talking about.
Even if they have it, if it have it's private.
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
all that's
People are
stored in a
stupid.
database
You got a
somewhere.
whole, you got a whole, you got a whole fucking digital footprint.
Yeah.
Not only that, you got your GPS location on your phone, man. Like you're so fucked. They're buried. There's no way out of this for them. They're done. Honestly, if I were them, man, I'd be looking for my fucking passport and trying to hop on the nearest fucking plane to, outside of the jurisdiction of. But anyway,
Good luck.
for them, go ahead and turn
Good luck.
yourself in.
It's two hours
You ain't
profile
cut out
case.
for this.
No country's gonna take them,
I
and
don't
the
know.
niggas. No country's gonna take them.
Yeah.
Once they read the ID that they supposedly have,
I hate to
yeah,
say it like that, but they niggas. Nobody's gonna take them.
and facial recognition.
They have nothing of value. They're not like Edward Snowden,
Hmm.
Exactly.
Eric Snowden, but they don't have anything of value that's gonna save their ass. So
Hey man, the hills of Afghanistan might be a good place. You never know.
No, they won't take them either.
They
They
go
don't
by
want America
boat.
back in there.
If they go by boat.
you can
Shit,
reach by airplane.
Afghanistan ain't gonna take because they don't want America back in there. They gonna kick them out. They like, no, you got to go.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I'm just talking shit. It's just jokes.
I know.
Oh man.
I'm gonna tell you, man. There's
But
a
yes,
lot.
this is a fucking tragedy for damn sure.
It's sad.
For everyone who's squeamish, excuse my dark humor, man. And like I said, I'm not because of my when. So I know for Charles, this may hit a little bit different because obviously you got children. Um, for people, I guess this may hit differently, but my way sometimes to cope with tragedy is to make humor out of it. So don't take it personally, anybody
Uh,
on the internet.
you're talking to a guy who we had to do that a lot.
Oh man, yeah.
You have to make humor of a lot of things a lot. So
Yep.
a lot of times, my heart goes out to the family first and foremost because
Hmm.
that's that man's only child. Nobody is telling this guy Hey, where's my baby?
Exactly.
People telling them all kinds of shit, not giving them all kinds of knowledge. I mean, let's call a spade a spade. This is some evil shit. This is demented, really. This is some. Do you know how much you have to willingly want to kill somebody, let alone beat them to death? It's not like you slit their throat, you poisoned them,
Mm-hmm.
even though they're suspect. I don't know if they drugged her because of what it came up in the autopsy, but and I think it's long enough for the toxicology to come back. But to beat this person to death,
Mm.
and then you already know the girl was unconscious at some point from the trauma, and you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
keep hitting. Jesus Christ! What type of barbarians raise these motherfuckers? Animals
Just
don't treat each other this way.
yeah, just the little 15 seconds I saw that looked like that looked like she got attacked by an animal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, I hate.
there's another video as well that the police over there supposedly have. So we haven't seen that yet. If they ever will release it, we'll see.
With the little I saw,
I'm curious to see the second one.
it literally looked like she got attacked by an animal. Just to give a little context of what I said earlier, I wasn't joking about the Mexicans thought she was a man because, and I'm not saying that because of the idiots online talking about that she's a transgender. I'm saying that because the maids thought she was a man because she kept taking her wig off,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I sent an email to everybody. I was like, see now, we try to warn black women. See, you have to understand, and I understand where they're coming from because in Mexico, them ladies keep their hair. Them ladies,
Exactly.
they don't wear wigs like that.
Exactly.
So that's a foreign concept to them. I'm just
They
saying.
don't, they don't understand. They don't understand that. Like, yeah, most countries they don't be wearing wigs like that on the regular like that.
Huh.
No, that's a phenomenon exclusive to American blacks and African blacks. That happens in Africa sometimes too, but it's pretty exclusive. So
Or
I
they
mean,
did.
it is what it is.
And if they did, it's unnoticeable. Like the Orthodox Jewish females and stuff like that. Yeah, those wives, they wear wigs, but it's unnoticeable. I mean, look close to them. Yeah, you should stick their hairs and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, they don't be doing their own hair sometimes. I know part of what religion they how it
Well,
is.
you'd be hard pressed to go to like Asia or anywhere in South America or well, there is it's very rare in anywhere in Europe. I'm trying to think of where
Mm-hmm.
actually else you'll see a wig on a woman outside of maybe a cancer patient. It's not yeah, it's not normal. It's not normal.
Or they doing just as a costume type thing.
Yeah, it generally only fits into that category as a costume.
Mm.
Or for yeah, I mean that fits into the same description. Yeah, as a costume or a disguise. Generally, those are the only two categories wigs fit into.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna see how this plays out.
Damn.
Oh no, it's already over before it's even begun. It's already done already. I mean to be fair, I'm gonna tell you guys something, man, that a lot of people don't know, man. Okay, so sometimes, especially in international incidents, when things like this specifically happens,
Mm-hmm.
someone dies overseas somewhere in a foreign country, man. A lot of times in those foreign jurisdictions, they already know or may have evidence on the crime. The only reason that they may or may not do something about it, there's generally other interests involved. That's generally the case. So, for instance, in this case, why Mexico, their initially, reporting was that there was no crime committed was because obviously they didn't want this to get out. They didn't want that. If it wouldn't have got out, arguably nothing would have been done. And in many cases, that's exactly what takes place. So I'm telling you that a lot of times they know if some shit went left. It's just a matter of whether or not they want to press the issue. And in a lot of cases, if you're not an important person or there's not any money involved, they may not do anything about it, man. They'll just let it go, sweep it under the rug. Or if it's high profile, it depends on whether it's a person of importance or it was a political hit. But generally, they'll sweep these types of things under the fucking rug to never be remembered again if you're a nobody. Knowing damn well that something malicious may have taken place.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ask Charles. He'll tell you. If he's there, I don't know. He might walk away.
Might be doing something.
Oh man. Damn.
I'm gonna say this: we're at a time where black people are not being taken seriously because of shit like this internationally. You don't want to hear the fact that your kind is not welcome here, but shit like this comes up and you're like, fuck, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Then we got these heifers doing crazy shit in music videos like Summer Walker.
Shit, what the fuck
Twerking
she
while
brought
pregnant.
her name out lately? What the fuck she did?
I don't even remember the song. I just remember seeing a pregnant chick with her stomach hanging out twerking.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And I don't even want to go back and watch that video. I'm still, you see something you're like, did I just see? Did I really just see that? It's like my mind's still trying to process seeing that goofy shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No dignity.
Wow.
Like I said, no shaming. No judgment in my community so much badly. Look how.
There's such thing as shaming. We need to bring it back because it's getting out of hand.
Think about it. This is pregnant women. And the women are just like, they're out of control, man. And you got a bunch of these pussy ass, simp ass niggas who think, oh man, y'all can't be talking about these black queens. Queens of chaos. Queens of calamity. Oh my God, we need to
protect our queen.
See, that's that simp shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a problem, man. Like if you seeing that type of shit, yeah. I mean, I don't live in those places anymore, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's if you got women that's like that, they really kind of they on their own. They on their own. If you stand up and you support that sort of behavior, you're reinforcing it. So there's nothing you can do except for reprimand it. And if you do reprimand it, unfortunately, we live in a day and age where women band together to support negative behavior and mental illness, quite frankly, especially amongst black women, highly prevalent. So really what you're left to do is to leave them to their own devices and let them essentially become a smoldering fucking meteorite of of a dumpster fire. It's really all you can do with this. I
Yeah,
mean,
what you guys leave them to themselves, and it hurts to do it, but they don't want to listen, and you're not gonna drag me down to hell.
what's the alternative? I mean, some guys would say it's to to fix it, but you can only fix what you have direct control and influence over, and it has
Mm-hmm.
to be there has to be something in it for you because people don't do shit for free. That ain't how this world works. Never has been, never will be. So, I mean, it's a problem. It's going to continue to be a problem unless the white man wants to get the shit in check. Because unfortunately, that's just where we're at. Because pimp man and the white man ice is colder. It just is, especially amongst black women, always has been. So you gotta let that take its course. If they want to fix it, 'cause they created this problem. You Dr. Frankenstein this motherfucker up. You and white women together did this. You're gonna have to fix it. Unfortunately, this is where we're at. And if we had the influence and the power to do so, it would have already been fixed. We don't. And I mean, arguably amongst most black men, there's a spell amongst us. And they're trapped in it. They believe that black women as a group can do no wrong, and they defer to her. She is the one that deserves respect above all else.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't realize they're operating in complete reverse of nature. It just is. We're in a bad place as a group.
We're not even in a bad place. We're just in some really. It's shitty. How can I say it? It's real shitty.
Hell on earth.
And it's when women go out of their way to forsaken their nature, that lets you know some shit.
Mm-hmm.
That lets you know shit. You're like telling me, first and foremost, that these chicks were ladylike. They were ladylike. That is despicable. That is highly despicable.
I mean, I charge this up even somewhat. Now, this is gonna sound fucked up, but some of the black fathers that raised some of these women, man, with no sort of direct guidance for the outcomes that they were supposed to have insofar as their life is concerned. These sorts of values are supposed to be instilled from childhood, and they were raised with none of them, by and large. Not all of them. There are a few good ones out there. I'm sure they exist, but there ain't a whole lot of them. Even the ones that are quote unquote good ones display some of these tendencies to some extent. So I mean, it's like how you deal with this. I would argue you probably can't at this point, but you got dudes that raise daughters like this too. So it's not exclusive to just the failure of the mothers. I do believe that they play the largest role, though. They do, always have. But
Wait a minute, PK.
You gotta think about it, right? Because I've said it before. Some of the biggest simps I met were guys who have all girls. They never think their girls can do anything wrong.
You know what? I'm glad you said that because I was on a freaking panel the other day, and when I mentioned shout out to Amara from the Lonely Lion, she said it this herself and stuff. Fathers simping for their daughters, and as soon as you hear the word simp and fathers in the same sentence, motherfuckers try to get at me, and I'm like, yo, do you know there are dudes out there that get run over by their daughter? Do not get it confused about a dude just doing his job as a father, treating her good. No, I mean there are dudes that are very lenient, do not discipline them at all. Period. Don't even teach them no morals. Think they girls so perfect. These dudes got their fathers wrapped around their fingers and shit. Sign of a narcissist, a psychopath. These chicks are, and these are their fathers don't even see that. That's so naive.
Yeah,
I definitely see that a lot in stepfathers, definitely, and stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say, PK, don't talk about Mary Brown like that.
Yeah.
It's like, and I'm glad the other girl in the panel had to back me up on that because she had to explain them like there are dudes like that. It's like, yo, you can't. I know you want me trying to put us men at a certain image, but there are certain those that we can't put every man in the same category, no matter what. And so,
It's a
Here's the
great.
thing: if you want to properly protect your daughter, you got to tell them the truth. You got to tell them how it
exactly.
is. You can't keep them in the fantasy world. That bubble's gonna burst, and when it do, there's no telling what's gonna happen.
Well, there's a
Also,
great deal of
you know,
men, I would argue, and this isn't exclusive to black men, but I would say arguably like black men suffer from this the most out of any group. There's a great
mhm.
deal of men who don't actually believe in any sort of. They're actually just as, if not, they're just as bad as women insofar as them buying into the concept of no sort of structured roles inside of a relationship. They don't believe in that shit. They believe that gender, doesn't matter and that everything can be fucking fluid and they want to be the bottom to the woman's top. That's where they're at. That's just what they believe. And they may not actually be able to rationalize it or verbalize it in the way that I'm doing right now, but they actually do believe this through their actions. They don't raise their daughter with any sort of standard. They don't instill any sort of virtue as to what the expectation will be when they get into a relationship with a man. They don't actually do any sort of guidance for what type of man that she ought to be picking. They don't do any sort of guidance insofar as picking a man for them because generally women can't choose in the first place. And they expect for these women to turn out good in any sort of manner. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're actually out here fucking winging it. A lot of dudes, when they raise their daughters, they're just winging it, which is okay when it's just one or two motherfuckers. But when you do that on a fucking societal level, when you get what you got right now, you get chaos. You
Mhm.
see, everyone's out here trying to do everything their own fucking way. You think you know what's best, and that's okay because the state doesn't either because they're okay to fucking mold your kid the way that they want to. But at the end of the day, you're gonna have to be fine with the results of that. You end up with what we got right now, and you see, it can only get worse. There's only one way to fix the problem, and that's to do it in a very particular way. And you have to have the intentions behind the way that you're gonna raise your fucking kids, man. Because if you don't worry. There are people who actually have the intentions to groom your kid in a negative fashion because you're supposed to be grooming your fucking kid in a positive way, not a negative way, in a positive way. I don't mean it in any fucking, illicit sexual acts or any of that bullshit. You motherfuckers know, not you guys on the panel, but in general, because of the internet, you motherfuckers know what I'm saying. It's only recently that grooming's turned into this bad fucking word. Motherfucker, you know what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Raise your kids, man.
I mean, look at Shaq, how he treats his
Exactly.
daughters. Look, his daughters are going to be set up for failure because, one, every time she gets in an argument with her man, here comes daddy making the husband look bad. Who wants to put up with that shit?
I ain't gonna do
And
it.
exactly, and especially when he said, "Yo, you need a man that you could control." See how fucking cringeworthy that. It's
Shit.
like these celebrity
Okay,
dudes
okay. Well,
just make
Shaq,
make
thanks for.
things they make things just as worse, like with these images, because they trying to follow rules and it's not even good. I would even
Oh,
add
that.
Russell Simmons. I would add Russell Simmons on that list now also too, because you know what I'm saying? Because he does some beta shit also too. Like I heard the story about that's why Kimura getting some damn shit and interfering with the business he and her had started because of her that husband she's married to now. I'm like, this is
See,
crazy.
a lot of dudes be doing the hardcore simping. See, money just make you what you really are.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? A lot of people don't like to say this shit, but money makes you who you really are. If you were a simp before, you'll be a greater simp now.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people who don't even take that in consideration. You got a lot of people simping. Oh, we got money now. Yeah, I could really show her what I'm about.
Mm-hmm.
Nigga, she ain't like you then. She's gonna really take you out now.
Exactly.
I got money now, so she can like me now.
Well,
She
here's
gonna
something
treat me.
that I'm starting to realize, man, over time. I'm starting to get. I'm not old yet, but I'm feeling like I've been old already in some ways. But you know, it's like men are essentially grooming their daughters, and women are grooming their sons to be husbands and wives for them. Well, that's okay if you think that your son and daughter are going to be with you forever. Yeah, that's all right because they won't have anyone else. No one else that's sensible that was actually raised properly will want them. You have raised them to essentially be how I put this because they won't be incels. That's not the right word, but they will be essentially defunct insofar as relationships is concerned. Are concerned. They won't be able to have any meaningful relationships in terms of marriage and family. Not a productive one. They just won't be able to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to think about it. We already got a stigma of black men being mama's boys. You know, it's not going to be a good look, man.
Doesn't help. Some of these dudes in this space act like they mama.
I mean, like, so for instance, you get into an argument, at least on the internet. I don't know about in real life because I've never had this discourse in real life. 'Cause I don't go down that road. But in general, what have we heard already before? You know, your mama black. Like, motherfucker, I don't want to date my mom, bruh. Like, that's not what I'm in the market for. Okay? Like, I love my mom, but I'm not looking to fuck my mom. Okay? Like,
Nope.
Incest
I
type
put it to
shit.
you this way. My mother died 13 years ago. I'm not looking for another one. Not 13 years. I'm sorry. Almost 10 years ago. I'm not looking for another one.
But that's the old game. That's the old guilt trip. That's the old guilt trip. I mean, look at Shaq and his daughters, and then look at Dwayne Wade with his son.
Oh
Oh
dear.
man.
This is what happens when you have no structure. You'll fall for any goddamn thing, man.
Man, this is what happened when you're kissing. Well, let me shut up.
I'm gonna give a lot of parents the advice that their parents should have gave them on raising children, man. I shouldn't have to do this because I'm younger than a lot of dudes that have children. It's really sad. It's really sad. I shouldn't even be in the position to say the shit I'm saying. But luckily here I am, right? You know, have a functional family and grandparent. I had grandparents, but a grandparent that's still alive to this fucking day. So I mean, luckily I can speak on it a little bit. And what I would say is, man, is actually groom your children for what it is that they need to seek in a partner, in a potential mate. Now, I'm not saying partner in a 50-50 sort of way. I'm saying partner in the sense that this will be their life partner. Okay, that's all I'm trying to get across. Um, Women, they have a role, and it isn't to fucking do whatever the fuck this modern shit is.
Mm-hmm.
It never has been. Never will be unless they somehow become men and grow dicks and start fucking us. But I doubt that's gonna happen anytime soon. So the bottom line is that the expectations for women and men, two different things. The way that women need to be raised, once again, to all you fathers out there, you need to be getting them ready. You need to be preparing them for who will be their husbands. You're supposed to be setting the first set of guidelines that they should be looking for in a potential mate. Now, that does not need to be unrealistic. It needs to be within reason. You know what the fuck your daughter looks like, and you know what the fuck is out here. Okay? Let's keep it real. If you want her to get a black man, you're going to have to work within the parameters that are set.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't that goddamn difficult, man. It's really not. We turning this shit into something it does not, or it did never have to be. But we on some slave shit around here. But I don't know, man. Y'all got it, man. Let me take a step back because I need to put away my soapbox. Y'all got it, man.
PK, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
See, PK is onto something. A lot of parents do not raise their kids realistically. Like, not all your daughters. You may say your daughter's beautiful in her own little way, but guess what? Not everybody's gonna win Miss America.
Nope.
No, exactly. That's the whole
And
problem.
your daughter ain't always innocent, so. Get over it.
They didn't want to break their daughter's heart so much. Their kid's heart. Like,
I told Roger my policy for my younger female cousins. It's actually very simple, particularly after 18. If it's not sexual assault, I just don't give a shit. I don't care. I don't care. You are responsible for all STDs, STDIs, and all deadbeat dads that you get pregnant by. That's not my responsibility. You grown. I'm not gonna stress myself out if you want a man to hit it. I'm just not gonna do it.
I mean, if you don't want your daughter to have fucking STIs, then I mean, if you raised her right, she shouldn't be out there in the fucking streets to begin with. Shouldn't be out there.
Well, as I stated, PTK, I'm not talking about not just my daughter. These like my little cousins and nieces and stuff.
No, I'm not talking about you. I wasn't talking about you. I was just saying in general.
Okay, but as you said, if the parents didn't teach them, that's also not my problem. Like your mama should have taught you.
Yeah. I mean, shit.
Especially nowadays, where these kids what these kids call a date.
A date? We don't date no more.
Yeah, no, they're just fuck buddies.
Man, it's gonna ruffle some goddamn feathers if I say what I really want to say. I'm actually holding back, bro. If I bring out the big guns, these motherfuckers gonna be mad at me. All y'all motherfuckers with daughters, dog, man, y'all would be mad if I really spoke my mind. So I mean, Charles, you know where I can take this shit, cause I'm on the line. I'm on the edge, man. Cause y'all motherfuckers, you need to hear this. Y'all need this work, man. Y'all need it.
Here's what I'll say: after 18, you're gonna have to get it in your head that your daughter's gonna have an urge to get fucked. Get over it.
And boys,
nobody want to have them sex talks with their kids.
Probably gonna have a bigger urge than the boys.
Yep.
Exactly.
Oh, don't get me started on that, Charles.
It's more like a rite of passage now, like the way they're going out holding themselves out like this.
Don't get me started on that, Charles. When I was coming up, they was trying to teach us that we get all the peer pressure from sex from the guys, and man, by the time I got to middle school and high school, I found out that was just total bullshit.
They playing dumbass games. You see, these motherfuckers are so goddamn stupid. They're basically teaching some of these guys, not all. Some of these guys are either teaching their daughters to withhold their chastity indefinitely until they get married. I'm sorry, it's 2022. Men in general ain't playing that game no more. Okay, that's not what's going on out here. We all know it. Stop kidding yourself. In fact, you may be engaged in it. All right. So let's not play like that. Let's just be honest. It goes lower than 18, but we just gonna go ahead and say for sake of argument at 18.
Yeah, I know.
All right. So let's start there. So your daughter's gonna go and probably look for this. If you don't want her looking for this, not only do you need to teach her how to be responsible about it, but like I said earlier, there's a set of expectations that you need to set for her on what to look for and when to give it up. To who? All this stuff matters. It matters for a reason. Do you want her to be married? Or do you just want her to get used? Because she can get used. There's a whole lot of that out here, and it will happen if you don't properly guide her. That's how you end up with the STI discussion.
And for those who don't know what that means, sexually transmit. I hope I'm saying it right. Sexually transmitted infection.
Like children. Oh, who said that? I'm gonna tell you, it's kind of weird because you get a lot of people. You get a lot of people who don't even understand what it means to be actually in control. Especially in our community, man, we don't have that much. We're not given that leeway to say, hey, I'm in control of my damn family. No, a lot of motherfuckers are at the beck and call of some fucking harpy's fucking wishes. And it's a goddamn shame it's like that. I know. That's why a lot of men need to stand up against this tyranny. And that's what the fuck I call it, is tyranny. You having these children raised in fucking houses where they're being severely abused. I want you to think about that. You're 3 to 5 times more likely in some of these single mothers' homes to get abused.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And then here's the weirdest part about it. You get a bunch of excuses on why not the father is in the life, then why don't you make sure he's in the life? It's disturbing, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cycle of fucking. I mean, BGS been talking about it. It's pathological. Shit's been passed down for so goddamn long. Nobody know how to do anything different. It's a goddamn shame. Goddamn shame. Someone else even come in and try to show them different. They so goddamn stuck. Even if you give them the answers to the test, they'll still fail it. A lot of these motherfuckers out here, that's where we at.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I say, man, like, now this is just exclusive to me. Everybody else can do what you want. But unfortunately, we so goddamn far gone. At this point, you have to burn down to recreate. That's just where we're at. Now, if there's any salvaging to be done, it's amongst those who are actually salvageable. Now, it's up to you to discern however the fuck that looks to you. I would argue it's not a likelihood amongst most. It's not even a likelihood amongst few. It's negligible, if existent at all. The people who know it by this point in 2022 know, and the ones who don't, are just kind of, your food for the machine. It is what it is. You gonna be where you at, because there ain't too opportunity it ain't always infinite, especially not for women. Especially not for women. Amongst men, you may get some second and third tries, but there's only so many swings at the bat to get this game right.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on if you hit a landmine or not, that shit could be fatal. You mess around and have some kids, because I know some dudes that are in their, early 20s and whatnot that had kids, and they're at the beck and call and whim of, multiple baby mamas, game over, motherfucker. Dun, 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 dun. Mario Brothers. It's over for you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, right now we're teaching women they can have babies till they're 50.
Unfortunately.
We're wondering
What'd
why.
you say?
So right now we're teaching women they can have babies till they're 50.
Oh yeah, that shit's insane. We're actually telling kids don't have. I was it Joe Biden? This was a couple months ago, like maybe 3-4 months ago, talking to a girl about some unsolicited. She didn't even ask for fucking advice. Girl in her teens, early 20s maybe, a little white girl, telling her not to get married until she's in her 30s. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, bruh? Like, this is the advice we giving out to girls now?
Yep.
Yeah. That's why we got heifers like Tila Mallory running around, 40 years old, acting thought like she's a 20-year-old on Instagram.
Like, where like in any traditional culture that still exists to some extent today that they do this at?
Nowhere.
Nowhere. Like, what the fuck, man? That is traditional minded in any way, one out of a 30-year-old woman. Unless he's already got children of his own, or
Uh-huh.
is just for some weird reason, attracted to fucking 30-year-old women, but that isn't the norm,
And not just
not
30,
anywhere.
30 or 40-year-old women. They got these 40-year-olds out here to act on food.
Yeah, that shit's insane to me, man. I just don't get it. It's like we giving out bad advice and wondering why the fuck the women are, well, not us, but some of these guys are giving out literally the worst advice,
Mm-hmm.
thinking that these girls and women are gonna get good results. It's like, man, what the fuck's wrong with you? Like, you want your daughter to really get married in her fucking 30s, bro? Are you stupid? Or are you stupid? Because it's got to be one of those two.
I
And then
think
you
that
wonder why we got all these mental disturbed babies the way we do. Like, you know, having babies at later ages like that. All these
I want
deformities
I
like
want my
that.
daughter to never get married, never to be fulfilled.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Well,
gonna
then you marry her.
I'm gonna
You gotta
tell
be
her
so
the princess.
independent and shit, not relying on no man. You should have your own.
Yeah, I know a chick like
You
that.
This is
ain't
what
you
this is my view though. Take if this is gonna be what we doing out here, then some of these guys, your wife and your daughter, you essentially need to go ahead and take responsibility for both of them. For instance, in other cultures, mostly traditional, when you have sex with a woman, why do they call it, or when you even really get intimate with a woman to any extent, they generally have a phrase called taking responsibility. What does that mean?
Mm-hmm.
That means that you have to assume the position or that role over that woman. That's what that means. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So in this culture, if you're going to go ahead and ruin your daughter for any potentiality of her having a husband, then go ahead and take responsibility for it because that's what you did. Just go ahead
Mm-hmm.
and do that for the rest of her life until you drop dead. Don't ask for no other man to come out here and take her on because that's not their job anymore. You her man now.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Nah, my daddy. That's the only man I respect.
Then
you're
suck
over
his
40
dick.
years
Suck your
old.
daddy's dick. That's how I feel about this
Exactly.
motherfucker.
You're over 40 years old, still ain't get wifed up. And he's almost senile, about to hit the bucket.
I
Like,
was
come on.
I'm looking at how this chick I grew up with, and she posted on Facebook. My daddy told me I'm gonna be single for the rest of my life. I was like, oh shit. I was like, nope, I'm out.
Yeah, I'm gonna start hitting them motherfuckers with the, you an incest baby, ain't you?
Yeah,
That's what
she's
you
raised
is,
by a single mother,
motherfucker.
but her biological dad. So now you're gonna be single for the rest of your life. I was like, oh shit. I'm like,
Oh,
okay,
damn.
she's damn much good. Damn it.
You gotta play that theme song. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
But yeah, this is so goddamn
I'm especially
dysfunctional.
out to any of these heavens. Listen to what's her name, Glorilla.
Shit.
Oh, that bitch. Oh man. Ooh. You never know though, because she's a special case. I think that a lot of stars. Now this is gonna sound fucked up,
Mm-hmm.
but this is just the way it's worked. But a lot of stars essentially are the new aristocracy in some senses, so they get leeway to do a lot of fuck shit, especially in Hollywood and the entertainment industry. They can get away with a
Is that
whole
why
lot
she
of
sound
fuck
like a
shit.
dude?
I don't know about that, but what I'm saying though is that they have more swings at the bat in general by virtue of the fact that they have connections,
Mm-hmm.
by virtue of the fact that they have money. They are not regular people. For instance, we already know, what Jeffrey Epstein was up to, and some
Allegedly.
important, yeah, allegedly, and some of these other important figures, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, like
Yeah, that's why he
Hollywood is its
allegedly committed
own game.
suicide.
Yeah, allegedly, yeah, suicide.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
Strictly allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised they didn't kill his girlfriend.
Probably
Well,
because, that one chick, she's spending the rest of her life in jail, even though they never read anybody off the manifest.
Mm-hmm.
And she's in a country club with bars.
Mhm.
I'm just here giving back and retailing my services. Where's Captain Price from fucking Call of Duty when you need him? Take these bitches out.
Shit.
Uh-huh.
I mean, god damn. You got motherfuckers who don't even understand what the fuck's going on in this world. Don't forget to hit the cash app, people. Support your content, support your interests. See, it's, getting back to this case for a second. I remember speaking to AB. It's fucked up when Cynthia G is calling is not even standing up for these bitches. There's no way in hell you can even rock with this shit.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't know why you're surprised. She's not going to his. She gonna blame black men, blah blah blah.
I
Because
he's blaming the bitches.
sheesh, if there was black
No,
men around,
actually, she did it in a funny way, but she actually went after the bitches on this one. I was actually shocked. I
oh,
was a
she
little
went. Oh,
shocked.
she went after the chicks in this one, huh?
Yeah, she went after the
Oh,
chicks. I was like, damn. She did it in a funny way though. She said, "These chicks that worshiping black men, and this is why they're doing this shit." I'm like, okay, whatever. But still, for the majority of the video, she actually went after the chicks in the video. I was like, oh shit. I'm like, I was wrong. I thought she was gonna go after the dudes.
nah, I wonder why. There's always a motive with this chick. See why she going? You feel
Oh,
like
don't
she
get it twisted.
switched
She
up?
still hates black men, but still.
Yeah, it's the image of the black women. So she feel like I gotta speak up for my stragger type of females. We don't do shit like this. They not part of our strag. Strag is
Well,
jeez.
I give you. I have an idea why she may have done it. You got to remember, and that's like the YouTube. Them have us betray each other all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not necessarily too surprised that she came out the way she did.
Who are you talking about again?
Um, the Iron Bang Yang.
Oh, that woman's still relevant.
No, not really.
Nope.
That's good. I mean, like, I mean, it is good, but it's kind of good.
Well, if you want to go over there, I guess, but she not relevant as far as I'm concerned. I don't watch her content. I don't be worrying about what she be saying or nothing.
It's just surprising when you hear this stupid shit. Like,
Mm.
even the most staunchest divestors of the fucking group are not even rocking with black women anymore like that. Oh my goodness, it's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never really listened to. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Oh,
You
okay,
good?
yeah, because my headset died, so I didn't know if you'd be able to hear me.
Actually, you can hear you better now. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, cool, yeah. So, I don't know. I never really listened to much of their content, man. I never really paid too much attention. But then again,
Yeah,
I'm big
I let
child, so
Mr.
I don't
Z
I don't
do
really
that.
give a shit what a lot of women say in general. I just don't care. But
Yeah,
you know,
I let Mr. Z torment himself like that.
Well, we
I
love.
can't do it. I watch every now and then, but I let Mr. Z torment himself. He the ones that watch the Airhead, Paris Milan, and all of them.
That's why we.
he's the
He's
black bitch whisperer, man. Like that's what he likes to do, man.
I
Like he
know.
likes to do it. He likes pain.
I guess.
That's why we call Mr. Z. Mr. Z dies for our Zens.
Oh my gosh, Richard.
He's like the
I
Jesus
guess.
Christ for the manosphere.
Yeah, except for the difference is that he actually likes it.
Oh, Lord. I just can't see arguing, or some bitches are just beyond, are beyond like help.
Yeah, you can't save him.
What did that wise prophet said years ago, don't save her. She don't want to be saved.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Some of them, you just get. You're gonna have to excise, man. Especially the ones that are damaged to that extent, bro. You can't do nothing with that. What the fuck? What are you supposed to do with that, man? You need extreme fucking mental counseling. Like at that point, there is no really men shouldn't even really be interacting with you because you don't like them, you don't love
Mm-hmm.
them, you don't respect them. Now,
Yep.
I will argue. BTS just released. I'm gonna talk about this more on Saturday, so I'm gonna hold that back. But arguably, most women in Western society do not respect men, but that's a whole nother discussion. We're gonna talk about that on Saturday on Art of Ignorance. I'm holding that back.
I'm going to say this part about to what you just said. It's actually men's fault. It's actually men's fault. When you walk past a pit bull, do you still have respect for that pit bull? Why?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because I know what's in his nature.
If you do something that pit bull does not like,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to kill your ass.
Mm-hmm. I said we know how each other men are. Low level threat of violence.
And see, the craziness about it all is this. We got away from, I'm not saying you got to beat up women, but there should be a level of respect women should have for this guy because they know if this man wanted to, he could hurt me really badly.
Yeah, BTS talked about it today. Black women just don't have that level of respect for their men, and it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. I'm holding everything back on that, man. I want to talk more about it, but I can't. I've talked about it before. That's the funny thing. So when I heard BBS's video today on it, it kind of like it blew my mind. So I'm like, dude, I've already peeled back the layers on this onion. I already did it. So I guess it wasn't important until a girl from a traditional culture basically reiterated exactly what the fuck I said. Sometimes it needs to come from another horse's mouth for people to get it. So
Yeah.
I guess
Mm-hmm.
that's what it took.
See, women got away from this one equation. The more you fuck around, the more you find out.
Mm-hmm.
You saw that meme? That was a good one. I liked it. There's actually a meme on that. I don't know if you've seen it. There's a little YouTube short about a guy. There's a white dude does a
Oh,
little formula. It's actually true as shit too. I love it.
oh yeah. The more you fuck around, the more you're gonna find out. And women got away from that. Women really got away from that shit, boy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like the reason why you didn't cross your parents because there was an ass whooping waiting for you.
Yeah, man. They went up to like a 15 or fucking around and they found out.
Hmm. And that's the part where a lot of people don't understand. What the fuck
But yeah,
happened?
we're in grave fucking danger. This is grave danger. We're in a bad place, man. Because if they genuinely feel this way, the only pushback is well, not feel this way, but really through their actions they display it, right? But yeah, if things continue to go this way, not only is it hampering your, national security, man, this is problematic on so many levels. It's not even, we're in, like I said, we're in grave danger. I mean, it's
Yeah,
already a national security issue, you know? So,
yeah. Richard Reeves that's why Richard Reeves put it in the book.
Like when you don't respect men and give men inspiration to protect you, that's very dangerous, and it spreads out.
Mm-hmm.
Women typically don't know how much they need men.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we're gonna have to walk on eggshells for the foreseeable future if this is gonna be our new normal. That's all I got to say. Because this shit, if there comes a flashpoint, and I would argue we're already at a flashpoint, and there have been multiple over the last couple years. If this shit ever does turn into something serious on a large scale for any prolonged period of time, we're so up Tick Creek without a fucking paddle, or here's another analogy, headed on a set of train tracks with a bomb strapped to us. It ain't even funny, bro. Because there's no way to get out of this one. We're on the Titanic, and you want to make a sharp turn, but the glacier is already in front of you. In fact, it's not even in front of you. You're actually on top of that motherfucker, and water's leaking everywhere. What do you do?
Not much you can do if you want to be. If you want to be totally honest, not much you can do because you got to brace for impact, and there's a lot of people not even smart enough.
Well, bless you.
Whatever's wrong.
Thank you.
So it's a problem. We'll see where it goes. I'm looking, and yeah, we'll see where it goes. Like I said though, the whole respect thing. I really do want to get in on that, man. I really do. But I'm trying to hold back, man. I got both of my hands behind my back tied on this thing because I've talked to. This is what's crazy, man. Nobody seems to, not nobody, but people don't seem to remember, man. I actually broke this shit down on Art New Styles panel a long time ago, man. This is like a year ago. I went into detail on this subject, and what that woman said was literally verbatim what the fuck I said. And the shit is just, it's mind blowing because apparently she may have said it earlier than I did, but nonetheless, insofar as this space is concerned, I hadn't heard anyone actually articulate it in that same manner until I had. So it was just interesting that the video got pulled and actually garnered so much attention in that way. Cause I'm like, well, damn, I already said this shit. Like I actually explained it in more detail. It's like, damn. But yeah, it's a topic, and it is problematic when you start to think about the consequences of not having respect for men. There are consequences, and they aren't pretty.
Nope.
They're not going to be pretty, and a lot of people don't understand that when you don't want men to get barbaric. You know what I mean by that. You don't want these men to be like, if I can't get this vagina and you start developing a bunch of Ted Bundy-isms, you don't want men to get that way.
But there's three groups of men that you actually end up in the scenario that we're thinking of. That there are three groups of men and how this plays out that you're going to have to be concerned of. The first group is the one that you mentioned. The second group are the ones that walk away. Sure. They're apathetic or they leave completely. They find new fertile soil somewhere else. Second group are the ones. Oh, go ahead. Someone's trying to say something, so I'll wait.
No, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say that you end up having three groups of men. So you got the ones that are barbaric, you got the ones that walk away, and you got the ones that are ineffectual. Now, all those three things spell negative consequences. All of them.
Yeah.
The last group of men, which are the ones that are effectual in mass, are generally going to be working towards their own aims, either in a group or on their own, and that can take on many different shapes. For instance, we have already been seeing how this is played out with, in the white side of things, but not so much in the black side of things, because mostly the way that specter is hanging over our group, it manifests itself differently in our choices, in the way that we move because of the country.
Yeah, but these are really starting to check out.
You can't really blame them either.
Nope.
can't really blame them. We could
Yeah, I got to get some sleep, Charles. I'll catch you later.
All right, man.
Yeah,
Good
same
hearing,
as
dude.
yo.
All
Hope
right.
you're well, man.
Oh
Okay.
man, thanks. Always another classic. Try to
Mhm.
do
Okay.
another one soon. So, woo! We're gonna end on
Woo!
a high note, and we out. Hit it, Slick Rick.